You know, we all have this picture in our heads of how empires fall, right? A slow, grinding process over hundreds of years. But what if that's not the whole story? What if some of the greatest powers in history didn't just fade away, but were snuffed out, almost in an instant? So you have to ask the question, how long does it really take? You'd think the answer would be complicated. Decades of political drama, economic crises, a slow, painful erosion. But history, well, history gives us a much more shocking and much faster answer. That's right, one night, from one sunset to the next. That's literally all it took to completely wipe centuries of power, culture, and dominance right off the map. Today, we're diving into the true stories of empires that were there one day and gone the next. Okay, so our first story takes us right into the heart of one of the most legendary powers the world has ever known. And it shows us that the deadliest threat isn't always an army at the gates. Sometimes it comes from right inside the room. I mean, just think about the Roman Republic for a second. At its peak, it wasn't just a government. It was the center of the entire known world. Its armies were unstoppable, its engineering was revolutionary, and its power felt like it would last forever, as solid as the marble in its own forum. But here's the real twist, the thing that brought it all down. It wasn't some barbarian horde. It was betrayal. It was a group of senators, Caesar's own friends and colleagues, who brought the whole republic crashing down. The fatal blow didn't come from an enemy. It came from the trusted hands of those right at the heart of power. One single event, a planned act of betrayal that was over in a matter of hours. By nightfall, the republic was in total chaos, its entire future shattered. That one assassination set off a chain reaction of civil wars that didn't just end the republic, it paved the way for the rise of the emperors. It changed the course of Western civilization forever. All right, let's shift gears for our next story, because sometimes the force that ends a civilization is completely out of our hands. It has nothing to do with armies or assassins, it's just the raw, incredible power of nature itself. Just try to imagine it, a bustling Roman city, absolutely humming with life. You've got bakeries pulling fresh bread out of the oven, people debating politics in the main square, families just living their lives. Pompeii was a vibrant, thriving place with absolutely no idea that it was living on a ticking time bomb. And this contrast just says it all, doesn't it? On one side, you have life. On the other, total and complete annihilation. The time it took to get from one to the other wasn't decades or even years. It was a matter of hours. It happened with almost no warning. The sky suddenly went dark, and this torrent of superheated ash and volcanic gas just rained down on the city. By the next morning, Pompeii, its people, its entire culture, it was all gone, tragically preserved under a thick blanket of volcanic ash. Our third story is a powerful lesson in arrogance. It's what happens when an empire gets so powerful, so strong, that it starts to believe it's too clever to ever fall. This is the story of a fatal overconfidence. Babylon was the envy of the ancient world. It was surrounded by these colossal walls, so thick that people said you could race chariots on top of them. Plus, the mighty Euphrates River flowed right through the city, acting like a giant natural moat. A frontal assault seemed impossible. Everybody considered it invincible. This timeline just shows you the shocking speed of it all. At sunset, the whole city is in the middle of a huge festival, feeling completely safe behind those walls. But while they're celebrating, the Persian army outside is pulling off an incredible feat of engineering. They're literally diverting the course of the Euphrates River. By sunrise, it was all over. And that's the incredible irony, isn't it? The riverbed, now nearly dry, became a perfect, undefended highway straight into the heart of the city. The one thing that Babylonians believed made them untouchable was the very thing that led to their downfall, a brilliant and fatal miscalculation. So let's just take a step back. We've seen betrayal, a natural disaster, and fatal overconfidence. Three totally different stories, but they all shared the same terrifying outcome. So what's the pattern here? What's the common thread that connects these sudden collapses? Well, it turns out these aren't just random, unlucky events. History actually gives us a kind of blueprint for how this happens. There are specific, identifiable flaws that make even the greatest powers vulnerable to an overnight collapse. Let's break it down. When you look at them together, the patterns become so clear. You've got betrayal from within, that's what toppled the Roman Republic. A catastrophic natural event, that's what erased Pompeii, and in Babylon's case, it was a deadly cocktail of overconfidence and a brilliant surprise attack. History shows us these same fatal flaws pop up again and again, all leading to one decisive, final moment. And that really brings us to the core lesson of this whole thing. It doesn't matter how powerful, how wealthy, or how advanced a civilization is. No empire is immune to a sudden, catastrophic fall. Power creates this dangerous illusion that you'll be around forever. So, I'll just leave you with this question. Think about those fatal flaws we just talked about: betrayal, overconfidence, ignoring clear warnings. Do any of them sound a little familiar? Which of them can you see playing out in our world today? It's a sobering thought, a reminder that these stories of fallen empires, they aren't just ancient history, they are timeless warnings.